Hey, oh, there he is.
Nope, nope, snag.
So it looks like Brandon found the stick fin. A little excitement. Oh my gosh. Wow. My heart sank for a second. What if that thing was just shredded with teeth marks? One of our buddies just caught a fish, but it wasn't us. These are the type of marks we want to see. That screams Springer. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Addicted Life. Today we're going to be fishing the lower Willamette and possibly the Columbia for spring Chinook. Fishing's been kind of slow, but today the water conditions are a lot better than they have been. So stay tuned. It's going to be slow, but we're going to get them. So what I want to do real quick, guys, is before we take off, I want to give you guys a quick gear breakdown of how we're going to do this. So what we're doing here is running a couple bumper beads with a 14-inch dropper to a bead chain and 18 inches of 200-pound tuna cord. This helps reduce tangles, and when you do get tangled, you can cut everything off, and this bumper material still maintains its rigidity. To a good quality swivel, to our short bust flasher. And since the water today is going to be a little bit dirtier, I shortened my leader up to about 4 feet. So next thing I want to show you guys is how to properly cut your herring. So what we want to do is put it belly side towards the cut. One nice cutting motion like so. Vent, just like that. I like to leave the guts in. Then what we do is we take our bottom hook and go through the low side. Just like so. Take your top hook. And the way you get these to spin is you can see the cut is the high side and the low side. You want to place your hook going from the top to the bottom so it always rolls into the cut. Just like so. Might be kind of a chilly ride going out there. I know. Need like a motorcycle, all right. Yes. Now that we're all already pre-chilled, time to catch a Springer. This is the perfect morning to kill a Springer.
I know, it's warm and
yeah, the sun's out. Alrighty guys, we're about 25 feet, so go ahead and let down, and just make sure when you guys are letting down, let down slow for me. Don't get tangled with each other. So what we're looking for here is a good tight spin on our bait, just like that. Before you guys send it down, I always want to make sure and reel up to the tip of your rod right there. Make sure it didn't get tangled as you put everything in the water. So make sure it all looks good, make sure your bait's spinning, send it to the bottom. So since we're using lighter lead, guys, that you know it's going to be a little bit more difficult to find the bottom. So make sure to let down nice and slow. And probably the most crucial part about today, guys, is if you see your rod getting a bite, let them eat it. Water temperature is pretty cold, so they're not just going to come up and freight train it. I want you guys to be working your rods. Like if you don't see your rod tip dragging, give it a little pull of line until you see it drag, and then it means you're right in the spot. Because with this outgoing tide, these fish are going to be sucked to the bottom like within a foot of it. Let's take a look at your guys' bait and make sure not too trashed. Looking sexy. Harold, I think we just put that one on.
Yep.
Alrighty guys, so we're just finishing up our first pass here. We're gonna give this spot like 3 more passes, and depending on what we see, what we mark, what hopefully we catch, we'll determine where we go from here. So yeah, stay tuned. Alrighty guys, 26 feet. Send it down.
Let's send it.
Just send it. Kevin just pulled it right out of the fish's mouth.
That was too steady a bite.
That was 100% the bottom.
I think next week you'll start to see decent amount of fish caught. See how warm it's gonna get?
Yeah, I think by next weekend it'll be on. I mean, there's, you know how many fish were caught yesterday in this system? Like 10 in the whole system spread out. We're probably not that many guys fishing though.
Yeah.
You know, like I bet you if you saw 100 boats in the Willamette today, you'd probably see a dozen fish caught. You know? You can't catch them sitting on the couch.
Nope.
Let me tell you what, I'm so ready to put one of these suckers on the barbecue. It's been a long time. So guys, when we're out here springer fishing, these fish tend to swim real close to the bottom. So you want to make sure that you're constantly making contact with your lead. And what I like to do is I like to see a slight tick of my rod tip to make sure everything's on the bottom to ensure we're gonna put our stuff in front of a fish's face. Hey Kevin, will you do me a favor real quick? Will you catch a fish?
It'd be my pleasure.
Yes, please do. My heart sank a little bit.
I saw it and I was like,
Yeah, it wasn't.
When it happens, it'll happen quick. And we'll be like, yep, that's a fish. So it looks like Brandon found a stickfish. Not exactly what we're looking for, but it's a little excitement. Got it. Probably that same stump that we got snagged on last week.
Yeah, it actually is, because it's right off the tree. Yeah.
Well, perfect timing. Bring everything up, and I think we're gonna do one more pass through here, and then go down. But Joe, let's get you another bait. How's yours bait looking, Kevin? Was it spinning okay?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it looks good.
Fish on. I don't care what you guys have to do today to catch a fish. Please do. And you guys all have pretty good luck on my boat, so I'm expecting you to show that today. No excuses.
sun feels good.
Alrighty. 26 feet.
I think we'll get a bite today.
Oh yeah, for sure. But after we make this last troll, we're gonna move spots because we have not marked a single fish. When we were out here the other day, we marked like 3 or 4. Oh, chocolate chip cookies!
Thank you. Oh yeah, thank you.
Joe probably has the best wife on the planet.
She's awfully good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, oh, there he is. Nope,
Snag.
nope, snag.
Same one.
Good.
That looks good. Protect.
I was just looking over to see where the trees were.
Is that the same one?
I think it happened in here last time.
Yeah, there's that log up there.
How's yours looking, Brandon?
Sir?
Looking.
Yeah, looks great.
Perfect. Alrighty guys, so we just finished up our 3rd pass here at the spot we started in, and marked like 1 fish. Didn't see many caught, you know, not many guys up here fishing. So we're gonna change spots, go upriver, try and get on the fish. So see how it goes. We just got 2 back to back at the bottom down here on that hump. Yeah. Shut the front door.
That's your experiment.
No way.
Way.
Right here?
Just right at the start of it, first pass on in here. Yeah, he's like, oh, you're rod, and I look and I'm like, oh, that's a fish, and I'm like, wait, and all of a sudden comes up, I'm like, ah.
You guys started up at
Yeah,
Gilbert?
we did the Gilbert.
Yeah, nothing.
But we did 4 passes there. Yeah, 4 nothing up there, and then we're just kind of working our way down, but we'll probably grind it out here.
Heck, how'd we miss it? Now I'm really confused. All right, let's take a poll. Who wants to stay here and who wants to go up to Gilbert? Raise your hands.
You know this area best, dude.
Well, it's got to be a vote. There's 5 of us, so Kevin, what do you want to do? Do you want to make another pass here or go to Gilbert?
Let's go to Gilbert.
Gilbert?
So we can always come down.
Okay. What do you think, Brandon?
I agree.
Okay. Gilbert it is. Alrighty guys, we're about 18, 19 feet right here, so send them down. Make sure those baits are spinning good. Oh yeah, here's the picture.
Yeah,
They are.
Picture didn't happen.
They got two?
They
Killed two?
They got one.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
So, the good and the bad thing is, one of our buddies just caught a fish, but it wasn't us. So it kind of hurts the heart a little bit, but we do know there's a few around, so we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, let's go ahead and reel them up. So when the sun comes out, I like to change up my flashers to something with a little bit more chrome. In the morning, when the sun isn't as high, these darker flashers seem to work real well, but sun comes out, chrome works really good. And so we just made our first pass at this other spot, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna change all our baits out, get all fresh bait on here, because there are a few fish being caught. So new bait, new fish, we're gonna get them. So once we have our herring cut here, you have the high side and the low side. And so you cut it that way because it wants to kind of tumble in on itself. So the way I have it rigged is you take your bottom hook, go through the low side, and it's really important that you be really gentle with this because you don't want to rip out the side of your bait. You take your top hook and you go from the high side to the low side across that backbone. Just like that. All right, Sean, get that camera ready because it's about to go down. It might be a snag, but it's going down, man. You watch. I just pointed at it. So the reason we're snagging up so much is we're really dragging the bottom where the fish are, and fish in this lower part of the Willamette. It's called slough for a reason. There's all sorts of snags, sticks, stumps, all sorts of nasty stuff on the bottom. But if you want to catch fish, you're gonna have to deal with the snags and bring lots of leaders and lead and droppers. And that's why we like to run that 200-pound tuna cord from our main line to our flasher. So when you do snag up, if you do drop on a snag and catch your leader, you can bust the leader off and not lose your flasher. So we're starting our third pass here at our new spot, and we're not really marking much, not seeing a whole lot, not a lot of other boats hooking up. And in this fishery, I really trust my electronics, and if I'm making 3-4 passes at a spot and I'm not marking anything, especially doing a zigzag pattern, I like to move, try and find new fish. So after we finish up with this pass, if we don't hook anything or see anything caught or mark any fish, we're gonna move back downriver to a new spot and see if we can't find some fresh fish moving through. So.
And
He has us dragging the bottom, catching every stick and number table.
If you're not getting snagged, you're not catching fish, just remember that.
get a nice looking bump.
Look at that snag, I think.
Yeah.
Roll on the top of it.
So when we're out here springer fishing, what you're looking for is a good 45-degree angle, and you want to troll as slow as possible and still maintain a good line angle, and that has all to do with the right amount of lead that you're using. These springers this time of year, when the water temperature is 42 degrees, they're super lethargic, so you don't want to use a lot of lead and troll fast to get your line angle. So I like to use, I have a good crew today, so we're all running 4 ounces, just basically dogging them on the bottom, trolling as slow as we can, still maintaining that good line angle to where our bait's going to be spinning well, and putting in front of the fish the maximum amount of time to get a reaction out of them. So you really don't want to be trolling fast. The slower the better when the water temperature is cold, when the fish are going to be lethargic.
We'll make another pass here. We're going down.
We're going to go down, but we're going to do fresh bait. So when you guys are choosing the right rod and reel setup for trolling for springers, it's really important that you have a long, soft, slow action rod that allows the fish to take the bait without feeling the resistance from a really short, stiff rod. And also, it's important to pair it up with a good quality reel. We always prefer the line counters because it's easy to find the bottom. I can tell my clients, all right, we're in 25 feet of water, put a 25 on your counter and start feeling for the bottom. Also, having a good quality braid. Braid is really good because it has zero stretch and it's a really thin diameter, so when you're trolling through the water, it doesn't have a lot of catch and you don't have to use as much weight to get down. It's hard to beat just good old fresh herring. Like this time of the year too, I like to leave the guts in it because the water's dirty and those guts are just full of scent. So most of the time I wouldn't run guts in, except when the water clarity is so poor that I think it just adds a little extra scent to it.
You don't think it hinders your spin or anything on there?
But I think scent is important right now, and I think this good old-fashioned guts on a herring should do the trick. God dang it, Brandon.
Oh, that'd come out fine.
So this is an example of what happens when you either don't check your setup before you let it down, or you let it down too quickly. So Brandon's gonna be in timeout for a couple minutes, not too bad. That's why we like to run that 200-pound tuna cord, is you can usually untwist things pretty quick. And if you guys wanna learn how to use or how to build these tuna cords, Cameron has a YouTube tutorial. Go check him out, but do not be Brandon. Thanks, Brandon. Wow.
Yeah, when that rod holder starts
that was
freaking
a
like
bug.
that.
Oh my gosh.
I just caught the very end of it as I was looking here.
I
heard it, I heard it.
And heard it, and I was like, oh, whoa.
My heart sank for a second.
No, that.
Wow. Might want to reel that up and check that bait.
Yeah.
Man, what if that thing was just shredded with teeth marks? Sorry. It looked good though. We were this close. We were so close to getting snagged again. That's what it'll be like though, like, be like, oh my gosh, that's what it looks like. So here we are, it's about noon or so. We're at our third spot. We know of one fish being caught. We're talking to 4 or 5 other buddies out here, and nobody else is really marking much or seeing anything caught. So basically what we're trying to do is bounce around, cover as much water as we can, and try and put our herring in front of a biter. So these are the type of marks we want to see. That screams springer. Oh, 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 oh! Just kidding.
Got a couple battle scars.
What's that?
Got a couple battle scars.
On that reel?
Been through the ringer a couple times.
Are you grinding my reel up over there?
No,
That one's probably been through buoy 10.
I was taking a file over.
It's amazing how much your stuff gets beat on down at buoy 10 when catching all the fish and your rods are like throwing, thrashing, bouncing. When fishing's like this, your gear tends to be stay pretty clean.
Exquisite day with guide Eric Swanson. This is what we have to show for it. Thanks, Eric. That's what we caught today.
Oh, it's a monster! All right, so we're kind of wrapping up the day. Still early, I think it's March 10th, 9th today, something like that. Still early, it's more of a break-in trip, kind of relearn how to do everything. Very tough, there was one fish caught for about 12 or so boats out here. So overall pretty slow, so we're just wrapping up the day. But before we turn this thing off, I wanna show you guys real quick a really awesome way to rig your guys' rods for storage after you guys get done fishing. So what you wanna do is take your lead dropper line, take your bottom hook, hook it like so. Then you take this loop you just made, put it right around that reel. Keeps everything nice and secure and your hooks aren't falling all over the place and getting snagged up. So thanks for joining us. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. We spent 8 hours out here trolling around 4 or 5 different spots, talked to at least a dozen other boats, heard of one fish caught. It's still the first week of March, still very early for these springers, but beautiful day to be out here. Can't catch them on the couch. Great eating fish, so we came out here to try to fill our barbecue, but give it another couple weeks and be much better fishing. Please like, share, subscribe. See you guys on the water.
All right, addicts, thanks so much for tuning into that episode of Addicted Life. This one was kind of just meant to be like, you know, it's early. It's early springer fishing, and it's a grind when you're out there super early. So Eric was like, hey, dude, I want to go out there and just kind of see if I can get one and maybe do a little pre-episode showing the addicts, you know, some education. So hopefully you guys like that episode. Make sure you guys tap that subscribe button. We're going to give you an opportunity to win an Addicted prize pack like we do every single week. You just got to share this out there to your friends, message it to them, put it on Facebook, YouTube, however you share things, do that. Give this video a thumbs up and then comment below and let us know what you liked the most about this episode. Let us know what you like the most about this episode, and last but not least, make sure you're a subscriber to our YouTube channel. So tap the subscribe button, make sure you're a subscriber, and you'll have an opportunity to win a prize pack. With that being said, do you have any trips left the rest of the season? Because I'm assuming this will be coming out before the season's over. So.
I do. So I have a bunch of openings towards the ends of April and kind of threw it all out May.
Cool. So if you guys want to get out springer fishing here in the Pacific Northwest, or if you live in the Northwest, give Eric Swanson a call. What's your phone number?
It's 503-396-7204. You can also visit my website. It's ericswansonoutdoors.com. Book a trip tab, send me an email. We'll get you guys signed up.
Cool. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.